It's 2:07 a.m. on a Tuesday night. The house is quiet. The world is asleep, but you're wide awake, staring at the ceiling, doing math that shouldn't matter this much. Your car made that expensive sound today, the transmission sound, and now you're calculating. If the repair is $900, can you push the electric bill back a week? Do you skip the dentist appointment? Maybe you eat ramen for 2 weeks and put the rest on the credit card, which really means dealing with it forever. This is what I call Tuesday night math. It's that suffocating calculation where you realize that one unexpected event doesn't just ruin your month, it threatens your survival. You're lying there wondering if fixing the car means choosing between rent and food. Here's what nobody tells you about money. The first 3,000 you earn passively each month doesn't change your lifestyle, it changes your nervous system. It doesn't buy you a nicer car or a bigger apartment. It buys you something infinitely more valuable. It buys you back your brain. Today, I'm going to explain why 3,000 in monthly passive income is the most important financial milestone you'll ever hit. Not because of what it lets you buy, but because of what it lets you stop being afraid. Let me introduce you to two people who are identical on paper, but living in completely different psychological universes. Tyler, 34 years old, earns $72,000 a year as a project manager. Good job, decent salary, college educated. Tyler has $8,000 in savings, which sounds responsible until you realize that's exactly 3 months between Tyler and catastrophe. Jackson, same age, same job, same $72,000 salary. But Jackson spent the last 7 years building something underneath himself, $3,100 in monthly passive income from dividend stocks, a small rental property, and a digital course based on his professional expertise. Here's the crucial difference. Tyler has zero passive income. If he stops working Friday, the money stops Friday. Jackson has his survival covered whether he works or not. This isn't about intelligence or capability. It's about what psychologists call cognitive bandwidth. In 2013, researchers from Harvard, Princeton, and the University of Warwick published groundbreaking research in the journal Science. They discovered that financial scarcity creates what they called a cognitive bandwidth tax. When you're worried about money, a significant portion of your cognitive capacity is occupied by that worry. The results were staggering. Financial stress reduced cognitive performance by the equivalent of 13 IQ points. Think about that. 13 IQ points. That's the difference between average and superior intelligence, just gone because your brain is running Tuesday night math in the background like a computer program you can't close. This is Tyler's world. He's not making bad decisions because he's less capable. He's making scared decisions because his brain is exhausted from managing an existential threat. Jackson doesn't have that tax. His $3,100 monthly floor means that even if he loses his job tomorrow, he can still eat, sleep indoors, and keep the lights on while he figures out his next move. He has his full cognitive capacity available for creative problem solving and strategic thinking. So why 3,000 specifically? Let's break down the household survival budget, the bare minimum for a single adult to survive with dignity. Housing, $1,200 to $1,500. Food, $400 to $500. Healthcare, $300 to $400. Utilities, $200 to $250. Transportation, $100 to $150. Essentials, $100 to $150. Total, roughly $3,000 per month. This isn't lifestyle money. This is floor money. This is I will not be homeless, hungry, or sick money. When Jackson has $3,100 coming in passively, he's not rich. He still needs his job to build wealth, but he has something Tyler doesn't, a floor that nobody can take away from him. That floor doesn't just reduce stress, it fundamentally changes behavior. Picture Tyler and Jackson in the same meeting. Their boss proposes a terrible idea. Tyler stays silent because losing his job is a catastrophe. Jackson raises his hand and challenges the approach because losing his job would be an inconvenience, not an apocalypse. Chronic financial stress floods your body with cortisol. Cortisol makes you risk-averse and narrows your thinking.
The people who most need to make bold moves are the ones whose biology is screaming at them not to. 6 months later, Jackson gets promoted because leadership sees him as a strategic thinker, while Tyler remains invisible because he's been playing it safe. So how do you build this floor? Jackson used 3 pillars. Pillar 1, dividend-focused investing, investing in stocks that pay you just for owning them. Pillar 2, small-scale real estate, modest cash-flowing properties that cover their own costs and leave a profit. Pillar 3, digital leverage, creating a course or product that solves a specific problem. Building this floor takes 5 to 10 years of disciplined, often boring choices. You'll drive the older car and cook at home while others spend. You'll say, "I can't afford that right now," when you really mean, "I'm choosing to afford my future instead." But when you cross that 3,000 line, you discover the concept of enough. Money stops being the main character of your life and becomes the stage you stand on. You become a better friend, a more present parent, and a calmer partner. You can tell the truth, walk away from toxic situations, and say why not instead of what if. The goal isn't to make money boring forever, it's to make it reliable enough that you can stop obsessing over survival and start thinking about what you actually want to do with your life. If you're still lying awake at 2 a.m. doing Tuesday night math, this isn't a judgment. You're not lazy, you're not behind, you're just unprotected, and your brain knows it. So here's my challenge. Stop obsessing about the ceiling. Stop comparing yourself to those at the top. Start building your floor. Start with 100 a month, then 500, then 1,000. Keep going until you hit that magical 3,000 where your brain comes back online. Because at some point, you'll wake up at 2 a.m. and realize you're not doing the math anymore. You'll know. The floor's there. I'm safe enough to be bold. Remember, ceilings are controlled by other people. It's time you started building your own.